Omidakiapi, Hapetu Washte Yohapo. It's Ryman LeBeau, Chairman for the Cheyenne River Sioux Tribe. And we are doing our quarterly seasonal updates here at KIPI Radio, where radio comes home. So this is the Chairman's report for the to the Oyate. We try to do these on a quarterly basis. Every season we try to at least get on the radio, and we also go out into the communities and do some reportings and just try to keep everybody updated on the same page. And after discussing some of the issues that we're facing currently, our staff and our members of the public, they sounds like we should do this more often. So we'll try to keep the updates coming, perhaps maybe every week, maybe every 2 weeks. So we'll just have a better presence in communicating and letting everyone know what's going on with our administration, with our tribe, with our council, and of course the Congress, the presidential administration. There's a lot going on there right now, so we'll try to keep everybody updated on what's going on though going forward and more frequently. So with that, we start with the current events. Of course, we want to congratulate the CDB State Track and Field Championship competitors. We sent a team from Cheyenne, Eagle Butte. We actually had a little send-off with them at the gym the other day. Somebody made soup and fry bread, and we smudged them off. We prayed with them, and we wanted to do all those good things and give them some encouragement. So we wish them the best, and we know that they were also competing yesterday and today, and we wish them continued good luck, and we hope they bring home a championship for our people. But either way, we're very proud of them and their accomplishments. So we wanted to share that with them, and we want them to continue to be successful in life. This is just the beginning of their lives and their adulthood, and perhaps next year we'll do even better at the state track and field. So go Braves! And we also wanted to congratulate all the graduates at Cheyenne, Butte, at Dupree, at Timberlake, at Takini, at Chioshodopa, at all the schools going forward. The colleges are doing graduations. We're invited to give words of encouragement at the college right here in town, in Cheyenne River College Center, OLC. So we're looking forward to that. That's going to be on Friday. We're gonna, and we also made it to some of the graduation ceremonies at our two tribal schools, and of course CEB. We also attended the Haskell graduation ceremonies. We have our Cheyenne River graduates, and we were nice to see them all. I'm actually on the board of regents for Haskell, and I'm also a Haskell alumni, so I went to school there. I got my environmental science and infamous in biology, so that's a special place for us all is Haskell. So I got to go to attend the graduation ceremonies down there. So we just want to wish everyone congratulations, and that they may continue to do good things for themselves, for their families, for the community, for the tribe. And so on the national level, the big beautiful bill was passed by the House, and in that there's several cuts to things like Medicaid, IHS, cuts to BIA, and other programs, other federal programs that's going to have an impact on our people. So we're doing our part. We're sending our letters to the Congress and to our South Dakota delegation, Senator Rounds, Senator Thune, and Dusty Johnson, our only representative in the House. And but we need to really pressure the Senate. So we're working on that, and likely we'll get a resolution through council. And you know, we've been on them though. We've been on them quite frequently this spring, throughout since February. We've been out there lobbying the Congress and meeting with the administration as they bring in their new appointees to the administration. So so when it comes to the big beautiful bill, we're gonna stand up for the people. We're gonna stand up for our tribe and hold our senators accountable and make sure that they are doing their part when it comes to our budgets, because we can't accept these cuts at all for because it's going to impact our people. So we're going to represent the Oyate and send our voice in a big strong way. I also wanted to mention the President Trump's skinny bill or skinny budget that he proposed. That the skinny budget is separate from the big beautiful bill, and the skinny budget is actually another alarming piece of a budget, and it is alarming because they do reduce the BIA, they reduce the BIE. Things like that, they take action in there. However, in the past, when the Trump was the president 4 years ago, he did this skinny budget as well, and the Congress would just kind of ignore it, and they pushed up their own budgets. And of course, it's different now, but we expect them to do the same. We expect them to continue to fund the BIA, the IHS, the BIE. Medicaid, that's very important for our people, and the other programs, of course. And so we'll stay on them, and we'll continue to lobby and put pressure on our senators and our one representative. And we also have on the House side there is Tom Cole. Tom Cole is a powerful representative, and he's a member, I believe, of the Chickasaw Nation. And he actually came here back 10 years ago or so, back in 2010, when we got our first water line in the ground and from the river to Eagle Butte, and they just wanted to come and check on things. We showed them our bad BIA gravel roads. We showed them the new water system that was completed. We showed them our new IHS that was completed at the time, and had a good meeting with him, with Tom Cole. So we feel like he knows us already, and we seen him in Congress this past, I believe it was end of February or beginning of March. We went out there to lobby and represent the tribe and our budgetary needs going forward, and we presented those and gave our testimony to the Congress back then. So speaking of lobbying, and we were still working on our new Cheyenne Eagle Butte school construction funding, and we have the design is continuing to be developed, and I think they're up there in the 60% mark where they have the design. All the engineers, the engineering firm has a good design, and they actually have a video. They showed me the other day, Tribal Projects, they showed me a video, a tutorial, walking, a tour of the new school and how it's going to look, and it really looks awesome. Really exciting to see that visual, and perhaps we can post that on social media when it goes through the council. So look out for that coming forward. But the new CEB school, that's another one where we have to continue to lobby the Congress and continue to advocate for dollars for construction for the new CEB school, and it'll go out here at the Touch the Clouds lands, and it'll include not only the new school and everything that we have currently at our current school. We have dorms, we have cafeteria, we have auditorium, gym, and all those everything that you need when you have the school and teaching children, and of course you have all the classrooms and all that. So that'll all go out at the new Touch the Cloud school, and we're going to be receiving $203 million to start the construction of the new school. So that's exciting. That should be showing up here this summer. So we're looking forward to that. And we had a call with the BIE, and that's what they informed us. We'll do the $203 million. It's the start of the funding of the school and the construction of it, and we have to continue to work with Congress. And like I mentioned earlier, Trump's budget, well, they didn't include any additional funds to build this school. So that's where we come in and lobby the Congress and make sure they get those line items funded because we're at the top of the list and for a new school, and it's long overdue. We never had a new school from the BIE. Our current school was built by the Army Corps of Engineers when we come off the river after they flooded us out. So that's something we continue to remind them of their trust and treaty responsibility to provide us the new school. So we'll continue to work on that one, and construction should start either this fall or in the spring for the new school with that $203 million. So the treatment center, this treatment center is a long time coming, and I did a little update the other day on the rendering, the drawing of what the new treatment center might look like, and they're continuing to develop that design process, and I believe they're up in like the 80% mark. So we want to get some public input on it. We'll set up public meetings and we'll showcase the design that they have thus far, and also take any input that the people want to have on the new treatment center. But it's going to be 16 beds, 8 men, 8 women, and it's going to have a medical detox within it, and that'll help because currently we don't have access to medical detox. We have our social detox at the jail, but we need a medical detox for someone that's coming off drugs, someone that's trying to sober up. There's a little bit of danger there when you don't have the appropriate staff available to ensure that everything goes right when you're going through that transition. So that's important to have that medical part of the detox, and that'll be within the treatment center. So we and of course we'll incorporate our Lakota culture, our spirituality, into the therapy and the healing process of coming off healing from addiction. So I know it'll be right here in Eagle Butte, and it'll be south of the IHS housing. So it's going to be in a nice place and a good place for healing for our people going forward. And the other component to all this is having a recovery homes available. So once a person gets through the treatment process of our treatment center, we're going to be building some recovery homes, and that individual can move on to the recovery homes and continue their healing process, and that way they don't have to go back to the same environment that likely wasn't the best situation that one person that wants to have that healing to be in. So we'll be opportunity to check into a recovery home, and we're going to use our opioid settlement funds. The council voted probably 3-4 years ago, 5 years ago to get in on this settlement with the other tribes nationwide. The whole country was basically suing these opioid companies, these companies that make these drugs, and they weren't upfront about the levels of addictions that it caused. So the outcome of it was money, basically, and part of that money is, I we're at 1.8 million or something like that. And one of the uses of it is recovery homes. So we're going to use those dollar amounts to create those homes and provide that continued healing for our people. So that's our treatment center. We're continuing to move forward on that, and construction for the new treatment center is slated to start in this summer, either July, August. So we're looking forward to that, and that'll be a good thing for our people. And we do have our tarot office setting up trainings for anyone that wants to go to work. They can take a training and use that skill that they learn at the training right away. So right away this summer. So we're looking forward to that, as well as getting more of our tribal members opportunities to go to work doing construction. So we'll go on to the next one. We have a hemp update. We're working on this through our agricultural corporation. It's called ACRE. ACRE stands, an acronym that stands for Agriculture Cheyenne River Enterprise. So we set this this corporation up, and we got Donita Fisher on as the director, and she since hired staff. She has 2 staff, and they just went to work, and they're doing a lot of work, and they're on this hemp project. They did a lot of work on greenhouse projects, and they're continuing to develop those greenhouses for the communities, and also for individuals. If you want interested in that, they'll continue to develop the program to implement the greenhouses for communities and also for the individuals. So that's coming. And for the hemp, the ACRE partnered with the Buffalo Authority, and using the old Three Rivers farm, we were able to plant 160 acres, and I did a post on that too. I posted the seeds, the whole flatbed full of hemp seeds that they're planting up at the old Three Rivers farm up there. Basically northeast corner of the reservation along the river. So a nice place for it. And it back in the day, it was a tribal farm back in the day, and then basically went out of business, I guess, at some point. And since that time, the council would just lease those lands out to individual tribal members that wanted to farm it. And when we created the ACRE, we started telling those farmers that rented out the Three Rivers farm that one day we're going to take back the Three Rivers farm, and now we're doing it. So that's the update. And what we're going to do with the hemp that we grow, we're going to use it to help rebuild our tribe. We want to use it to build hemp homes, and we went and visited the Lower Sioux tribe out in Minnesota, and they are very progressive, and they have a hemp facility, they have hemp processors, they grow hemp, and they have this small reservation, but yet they were able to find success in doing installations, building hemp homes. So they're pretty advanced in what they're doing already out there. So we're taking what we learned there, and with that partnership with Lower Sioux and their hemp operations, we want to bring that back here to Cheyenne River, and that's what we're doing now. And then we're going to use that again to grow the hemp and put it to use right here at Cheyenne River. So to help address and rebuild our tribe, especially in the housing area. So, and of course with that, perhaps with that creates an economy here at Cheyenne River, because if we have other tribal member hemp farmers out there that need to sell their hemp to, we'll buy it. The tribe ACRE can buy it and put it through our processing and put it to use in insulating homes or building hemp homes. So that's definitely a a good thing that we're pursuing, and I'm looking forward to seeing that through. And yeah, so that's the update for the hemp. And I mentioned housing. Housing is huge, huge need for our tribe. And according to the Cheyenne River Housing Authority, they had a list of 600 some tribal members that were waiting for a home, and they have another list of over 1,000 applications they took over time. So it's a big need out there, and there has been developments happening. The Cheyenne River Housing Authority, in partnership with the tribe, and we granted them $1.5 million to create the courtyard project, and the courtyard project will be out by Habitat, tribal land out there, and it'll be I believe it's 90 some more housing lots, home sites for our people. So there'll be water, sewer, driveways, streets, and so if someone has a house or can get a house, they can get a lot at the courtyard and put their home there to help with because we kind of run out of places for housing development currently. So with the courtyard project, the people will be able to access water and sewer, home sites going forward, and so that's going on now, and that's a good development. Last update I had from the Housing Authority, they were slated to start the construction process this spring, this summer. So looking forward to that project as well. And so we're and for housing, we want to going forward, we want to create the jobs for our people that's going to address and help alleviate the issues that we face currently. So right now we have homelessness, we have poverty, we have lack of jobs. So we want to create the jobs for our people that is going to address those areas that we face. So we have a housing shortage. Well, let's build some houses then. Let's put our people to work building those houses. So we have job creation, and we also have a home product in the end of it that'll benefit our people. So right now we have out a RFP, a request for proposals for construction companies to partner with us and build us homes. And the vision of this all is to continue to build homes right here on Cheyenne River. And we all know families that are in difficult positions right now with overcrowding. We all know of elders that are struggling, and we all know of those relatives that are in those difficult situations. So we're trying to fix that. We're trying to address those issues going forward, and we're not here to just watch. We're here to do something about it. So that's what we're gonna do, though. We have the RFP out. We want contractors to submit their proposals, and we know that we've got one outfit coming local. So we're looking forward to that one, and putting homes up for our people. We want to start with some elders that are in that difficult situation and make their lives better going forward. So. And then once the elders are taken care of, we go on to the next, the veterans, the single families, the children, but yeah, we'll continue to work on this, and the housing issue, addressing that housing issue, we can create opportunity for our people to benefit, to go to work, to build homes going forward. So, and of course we incorporate the hemp, and hemp insulation. So there's so much to do right here at Cheyenne River, and we're doing it. We're kicking it off. So with that, we go on to our next update here. Law enforcement has been a priority for our people, for our tribe. We have a huge reservation, beautiful reservation here. And one of the bigger, if not probably the biggest in the Great Plains region, the fourth largest reservation. But as we remind our Congress and we remind our other tribes, you know, hey, we're bigger than you guys. You know, we and that's because we fought harder than they did. So going forward, you know, with our big reservation, you know, our law enforcement has to cover the reservation, and to help them more. And of course to address the violence, address the drugs. You know, there was a situation just recently that happened, which was unfortunate, and nobody died, but you know, there was some violence going on, and to help address that and help our tribal police officers, we're just gonna hire on more tribal police officers to help cover our big reservation and to help secure our communities and keep our people safe going forward. So that's what we're working on, and working with the treasurer and the council to make that happen, and of course our chief. And going forward, we definitely want to create the safe place for our communities, for our people going forward, our children. You know, this is our home. This is all of our home. So, and it should be safe. It should be a good place for our kids, a good place for our elders going forward. So we want to build that community and provide the security for our people. And also with that, we're also advertising for foot patrol deputies to be hired on to help secure the communities. The elders at the manors, we want to help secure them as well, using the foot patrol deputies to cover those areas. And so yeah, so that they're advertising for workers now. So if you're interested, do apply. And going forward, we just want to provide the appropriate level of public safety for our people. The Children's Village, we want to save our children from DSS, Child Protection Services, sending our children to non-Indian foster care off reservation. And we know that happens, and we know the number of children that are out there currently in the state system. And we want to prevent that from happening anyways. You know, these are our children, and we have to protect them, and that's our duty as Lakota people, as men and women. So so going forward, we created the Children's Village, and we also created a separate charter to help with the work that entails to save our kids from this system going forward. So we did advertise for a director, and we have interested applicants in, and so we're scheduling the interviews, and then we'll do the hire with the board. So it's a positive thing that's happening, and you know, rewinding, we purchased the Simply Smiles down at La Plante, which was basically three houses and an office and a garage. Nice place that they created, the Simply Smiles, but they weren't able to sustain it, and we had to meet with their organization, with their board members, and get that done. And we were able to get that done, and at a good cost, and so that was good. And so now we're just moving forward. Now we're going to hire the director on, and the director is going to be working out of the Children's Village, aka Simply Smiles Village, going forward. And also we're going to have our director develop the drop-in center back, probably 5-6 years ago, before COVID. The council and the chairman at the time were working on this drop-in center, which is basically a safe house for teenage at-risk youth, and they could stop at the home, drop in, and you know, hang out and just be in a safe place from anything that may be harming them. It could be the situation at home's not good. It could be a situation with their their friends are not good. So the drop-in center was designed to always be there for our children, and for some reason that never got done. The COVID happened, and so that just never materialized. But with this new director coming on, and we're gonna delegate the drop-in center for our kids going forward, and we already have a place here in Eagle Butte for that, and a building. So yeah, we'll implement that one and get that going for our kids going forward. You know, we gotta take care of our kapojas, our kanyas, and you know, we going forward. You know, I mentioned jobs earlier, but again, the focus is to create the jobs that's gonna address the issues we face currently with the poverty, with the housing, and also just going forward, we want to have a sustainable community for our people. And I mentioned the treatment center earlier, so there'll be new jobs at the treatment center too. So if you're interested in helping out in that manner, you know, we definitely want to see that, see your application in there. But yeah, in the following areas, we want to, going forward, we want to create these job opportunities, like in public safety. I talked about law enforcement and putting additional tribal police officers on. The construction, you know, I mentioned the new school and the treatment center coming up, and the construction of housing, you know, of making our own homes here at Cheyenne River. You know, definitely create some opportunities there. And you know, Lakota language, you know, we have Lakota language, which is really important to being who we are. You know, my Unchi would always tell us, Unchi Marcella LeBeau, she'd always tell us growing up, she'd say things like, be who you are, because if you're not, then who are you? So with those words said, you know, we changed our Lakota language ordinance 66 code, and we amended it to authorize immersion schools within our schools, and that was a heavy lift to get that done through the council, and we got it done, and now we got to hold the BIE in our own tribal schools and public schools to initiate that immersion school. And we're really at a time where our Head Start had their own immersion school within the Head Start. So now with those kids, those children that are going into kindergarten, you know, we need to catch them and provide that immersion school going forward. And just going forward, we just build and continue with our Lakota language, and having that immersion school within the school. And we've seen that, so this is where the extra heavy lifting comes, is implementing the ordinance into the schools. And that probably won't be very easy, but we're happy to take on hard work, and we're happy to partner with the schools. And we met with the CEB school previously on these issues, so we're looking forward to continue to visit with them. And we want to make this immersion school happen, because we've seen the success at other places. We've seen success at the Sistan Wapitan Oyate. In their tribal school, they have the parent volunteers their children to be part of the in-school immersion school. So they have the groups. They have like the kindergarten through 3rd grade. They're all in one group, and for the majority of the day, they're learning Dakota, and there'll be time when they go to PE. There'll be time when they go to recess and lunch, and math and science and English. They'll continue to learn those, but for the vast majority of the day, they're in class, and they're learning their language. So that's the model we want to see happen here at Cheyenne River, and in our CEB schools, and our Kioshidopa, our Takini school, at Dupree, at Timberlake. You know, definitely want to see that success happen here, because when I went up there with our administrative officer, and we got to see and hear and uh, hear them talk their language as children. You know, it was really nice to hear that, and we want to have that success here here at Cheyenne River. So that's the goal we're working on. We'll continue to work on that one. We want to create jobs in the cannabis industry going forward. We started the Cannabis Control Corporation, and you know, we have Summer Afraid of Hawk, and she's working hard on getting our cannabis developed and ready to start licensing for people that want to sell cannabis here on our reservation. And we're setting up her office. She's actually here at KIPI in the basement. Has a basement office down there, and so we got her a couple of places, and we're looking at getting her a building. And the thing with our cannabis control commission, we're also able not only to regulate but also to sell as well if deemed necessary. So that's what we're getting that ready, and hopefully we'll have the regulations approved by the board. It's the next step that we're on. We'll get the regulations approved by the board, and then and they're in legal now. Legal's looking at the regulations now, and they'll do their reviews and make any changes. So that'll be presented at the next Cannabis Control Commission board meeting, and hopefully we'll get those approved and on to getting licenses for our people. The thing about the cannabis is that part of it is that we want to grow it here because we want to see it happen here, but also, you know, you'd have to get it. I mean, it makes it easier if you grow it here, and then we can regulate it, we can test it, make sure it's all checks out, and that there's no like microbials or there's no mold, or you know, there's nothing added to the cannabis. That's important that we have that tested. So yeah, that's what we want to do. Also is to grow the cannabis locally on our reservation going forward. So, and then make the products, of course, and then of course do the sell. So those are the goals for the cannabis. And you know, I food sovereignty. I mentioned the Acre organization earlier, and yeah, they're getting ready to get the greenhouses here. They did put in for some Tetra grants, so hopefully that goes our way, and we can get started on that project. If not, we have a plan B in place to get the greenhouses. It makes it easier though if we can get access to our Tetra funds to make those purchases for those greenhouses going forward. So, you know, food sovereignty is definitely important for our people, and they went through and they cleaned up different communities throughout the reservation, and we got a request from Blackfoot, and we wasn't trying to leave them out or nothing, but for some reason they weren't included. But we're gonna add Blackfoot on there, and any other communities that want to be added on, we'll definitely add you on for the cleanup. And we want to create a cleanup crew that will just continue to clean up the communities going forward, and like on a constant basis, probably through the spring, the summer, and into the fall. Maybe take a break in the winter, but yeah, we wanted a cleanup crew to be hired on, and we're working on how we're gonna get that done for our people. And definitely need that crew on, I think, all year long, because you just look outside and you see our streets, they're all dirty, they're all dusty. There's gravel from this past winters, and to help manage the ice, and what it does, it just leaves a big mess that continues that we see every day. So this cleanup crew can go around and clean the streets and clean the sidewalks and do things like that, and of course they could help with the dogs and picking up stray dogs, and that's an ongoing process when it comes to our animals throughout the reservation. And if you can help out as well, you know, taking your stray dogs that you don't want, that into the dog pound, the animal shelter, and they'll get them shipped out to someone that will take care of them. So, and it's an ongoing process. With the tribe is invested in that, though, making sure that our communities are safe from stray dogs and going forward. So, but that's one that's just ongoing, ongoing process for going forward. And if there is things that happen with dogs, vicious dogs, aggressive dogs, make sure you're reporting those to the animal shelter so they can regulate and fix the situation. So that we can continue to talk about dogs all day, I think. But yeah, the Health and Wellness Center, we want to prevent the illnesses that turn fatal on us. We as Indian people, we have diabetes, we have heart disease, lung disease, have cancer, autoimmune sicknesses. We have and a lot of these sicknesses are preventable with the proper education and the proper fitness. We can prevent these illnesses from happening in the first place. And that's the approach, using our buffalo, using our traditional foods. We want to do that. We want to train our people how to prepare the buffalo meat. It's different from beef, and we want to use our traditional foods to help with that healing and that wellness. So we want to create the facility for it, though, to happen, the Health and Wellness Center, and not just one, but we want smaller versions out in the communities as well, so everyone can have access to these centers, and they have access to go to work and go and work out. So that's important. So I posted the drawing on social media previously, but that's the plan, though. We advertised, we got bids back, and we're gonna sign the contract for the design, and we have working with the contractor. We met with them a couple of times. We had our initial meeting, and we told them what we wanted to see for the new Health and Wellness Centers, and it was really, really good, and good meeting we had. So that's continue to work on this project and make this happen as soon as we can. This is one of the projects we want to prioritize and make happen for our people, and it'll be a place where people can go to and work out, and also play basketball, play volleyball. They'll have we're planning on having at least 3 basketball courts, a walking track, the weight room, the fitness room, the exercise rooms for like yoga and those things. And we also wanted it to include aquatics, swimming pools, water slides, water park also included. Everyone likes Waitiki. It's so far away, though, so our children shouldn't have to drive 2.5 hours to go swimming. And we've been without a pool for a long time, and so that's something that we're gonna prioritize and try to get done for our people as soon as we can. And this new Health and Wellness Center will also include, like I said earlier, educational pieces, and we want to do cooking classes and teach people how to prepare buffalo and traditional foods for going forward, nutritious foods going forward. So that's the approach, and we didn't want it just to be just a place to work out, but also a place to learn how to prepare these foods, and also want to include like a spiritual component to it all. Incorporate our spirituality within the Health and Wellness Center going forward. So it'll be a total mind, body, and soul type of approach for our people, a holistic cultural Lakota cultural approach using these health and wellness centers. So we're looking at the Touch the Clouds land that the health and wellness centers will be set up, and of course we want smaller versions out in the communities for our people. So that's another thing we've been working on. We'll continue to work on that one. Also, I want to mention we're planning on the new tribal office, tribal administration building, also to be out at the Touch the Clouds lands, right across the highway from the powwow grounds. So that's the plan. Though we also advertised and we got proposals back, and we have a contract now that needs to be ratified by the council, and so that'll go on next week. And we're partnering with a company called Bluestone, and so they're gonna be actively and engaging the tribe and the community to create the new tribal office for our people going forward, and for the next 50, 100 years. It just depends on how well it's built and the materials used to build it. So that's another project that we'll continue to work on for our people going forward. So the other one that we're working on is the new Tribal Justice Center. The Tribal Justice Center is basically in the new jail, including the tribal courts, the civil courts, the children's court, the criminal court, also the prosecutor's office included in that. And so there, we also bid that out, and we got owner's rep on, and they'll be again be working with the tribe and the community to develop a design for our people. And of course we got to find the land to put up this new Tribal Justice Center for our people. And so we're looking forward to that project as well. Currently our tribal courts are in tough shape at that old BIA jail currently, so, and that's not suitable for our tribal justice system. So that's another project that we're continue to work on and continue to develop for our people. And you probably saw it, but we were able to partner with the CEB school, and we created our the supper for students. So at CEB, they were able to get breakfast, lunch, and of course with our help and our investment, we were able to partner with the school and the cafeteria, and we created the supper for students. So the children, the students were able to get 3 meals a day at our school here at CEB. So that was a improvement that we made, and we'll continue to have that available. So long as I'm chairman, we'll continue that this important program for our children going forward, and making sure our kids have 3 meals a day. That's definitely important. And if you're malnourished, then you can learn a lot better. We all probably understand that. So it's summer break, and we're even gonna see if we can get a supper program going as well this summer. So that's something we're gonna work on. But otherwise, for sure, it'll be there in the fall when the kids go back to school, and we want to expand to the other schools as well, Takini School and also Teoshodopa. We want to provide that service for all our people. And I just want to thank all the staff at the cafeteria, the school, for providing doing that extra work. Staying late to provide those meals for our kids. So the Tonka appreciate their service to the children. So going forward, we renewable energy. We want to create a corporation to advocate for renewable energy and develop renewable energy. We have a lot of windy days here at Cheyenne River, and we have a lot of sun like today, and beautiful day out today. And so we're gonna start using this new corporation. We're gonna start a project where we want to put solar panels on rooftops. We want to start with the communities that are far out there, like Iron Lightning, like Bridger, like Blackfoot, and a lot of times those communities get their lights turned off by the storms, whether it's a blizzard in the wintertime or just in the spring, summertime, thunderstorms. When we had that storm last year, those were very windy out, and lights got turned off. And so we want to start with those communities that are far out there that are able to that we've seen it happen before. We've seen their lights go out, so we want to start the rooftop solar panel project to help keep the lights on when they do go out, and also help with the bills. So that's a project that we're going to start here this next month, I believe, and we'll be advertising for the director for that one. Natural resources. We want to create opportunity. We have a grant that got frozen by the Trump administration with the Black Hills Forest Service, and it was for about $1 million for Cheyenne River, and we it's called co-stewardship, co-management. Black Hills. Last May, a year ago, we signed a MOU with the forestry, Black Hills Forestry, and all the Sioux tribes were there, most of them anyways, and we signed that paper and the MOU to co-manage the Black Hills Forest. So, and with that came funding. For all the big pot was $15 million to share among all the tribes, and Cheyenne River, we were able to get our own as well. So we're part of the big group, the $15 million grant, and also we have our own grant of 900-some thousand. And with that money, we're gonna create those job opportunities for people we can send some crews out to the Black Hills, and they can do the forestry jobs, doing the co-management of the Black Hills. So that was, we're hoping that would be unfrozen by now, but we got word that the funds are getting closer, that they're within the region now. So hopefully that's the next step. They'll be in our coffers, and we'll be able to put a crew together, and kind of like firefighting. It really reminds me of firefighting. As I was a firefighter back in my day, and right now we don't have that hand crew anymore. So perhaps this will help, supplement and replace that opportunity going forward. So creating those jobs, in the Black Hills, and doing the forestry work for our people. So with that, I know it's after 5, and our DJ here at KIPI is getting overtime, so he hasn't complained yet. So maybe we'll just keep going and keep reporting. But yeah, and just this past spring, we've been to Washington D.C. several times for with different groups. We went as part of a big delegation of tribal leaders, and it's called COLT, Council of Large Tribes, and of course our tribe is a large tribe, so we went in there and then we advocated for the needs, because our tribal needs are different from these smaller tribes, and there's so many other small tribes. It's kind of nauseating how many little tribes there are out there, but we're a big tribe, and we're different. Our needs are different, and Congress has to hear that. They have to know. BIA has to know. The Department of Interior has to know. The health and the HHS, Health and Human Services, they have to know that we're different. We're not the same as every other tribe out there. So we went out there with the group. We also went out there to testify several times, and we also attended the Health and Human Services meetings, consultations with the tribes, and I'm actually on with it's called STAC, Secretary Tribal Advisory Council, and I represent the Great Plains. And we got to meet with the HHS, which is a huge agency, and they have in our treaty, they have to provide the health care for our people. So within the HHS is the IHS, and there's several other agencies within that big agency. So we sent our voice in that platform several times, and we'll continue to do so. We got to meet with the secretary, HHS Secretary RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and he really has, and he's really a friend to the natives, to the tribes, and he told us right away, IHS has been the redheaded stepchild of the federal government, and that he wanted to change that. And he also RFK shared that he went to, back in the day when he was a kid, his dad took him with him, and they went to Pine Ridge, and his dad taught him that, he said, look around this reservation, and this is what happens when the United States does not live up to its treaty and trust responsibility to tribes. So it's kind of the way he said it though, RFK. It kind of sounded like that was part of his mission in life, was to get the United States to live up to its trust responsibilities to the Oyate. So we have an advocate up there, and I know he has various views when it comes to vaccines and stuff, but he's a friend to the tribes. So we're gonna work on that. He welcomed us to submit white papers and proposals, and he actually pitched back to us food sovereignty for our tribes. So it was pretty interesting meeting up there in Washington D.C. the last time. So we'll continue to work hard with RFK and try to get the most out we can from his HHS. But we can continue to talk about all the meetings. I got the calendars for my last 3 months, and they're just stacked all together, all kinds of meetings. But we'll continue, like I said, we'll continue to provide these reports to the Oyate, and we'll do them more frequently, because we know that's important to our people, is communications. And you look at Facebook, and it's wild, some of the comments and some of the negativity out there that's just basically laughable. I mean, it's not so negative that it's not, but it just continues to be out there. And I know our people are smart people, and they pretty much vet all of that type of talk out there. But so yeah, we'll do a better job though going forward and providing information, and you can follow me on all my social media platforms. I'm just gonna tell you the facts. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. There's going forward. So definitely add me on the social medias, and we'll have a bigger presence going forward, and we'll come to the radio station more often, whether it's every week or every 2 weeks. Definitely more often. Another thing that we're working on with, before I go, I just want to mention that we're working with the radio station, not only for doing these announcements, doing these updates for our people, but we want to get time in for Lakota language learning to be on our radio waves. So that's another endeavor that we're working on with the radio station, and we appreciate them for being right here on our reservation, in our community, right on Main Street. You guys are very visible, and we thank you for the work you do for the people, and providing this communications going forward. So we thank you for the time today.